Hello, everybody, with OSANA, specifically the Communications Committee. This is Jeff Moulter. Unfortunately, I can't be at the planning meeting this weekend, so I wanted to just share a couple ideas about regional meetings for the end of this year and the beginning of next year. Um, as you know, we did do a regional meeting in Toledo in the spring of this year and had a lot of success, so would like to see us keep doing that. Um, Basically, had some ideas, and we know that the regional meetings allow us to connect to our members, and we know that we've had some issues connecting with our members in the last year or so, and in order to maybe increase member involvement, I think it's important that we utilize these regional meetings. Unfortunately, an entire year has almost gotten away from us, and we've only provided one regional meeting in Toledo. So I think we need to effectively plan and be efficient as far as planning these regional meetings. I just had a couple ideas. I think if we go with the divide and conquer scheme, as far as dividing up the state of Ohio, I think that would make us very efficient and allow us to hold these regional meetings. Now, if we utilize this, we would divide the state of Ohio into four regions. That would be the Northeast, the Southeast, the Northwest, and the Southwest regions of the state of Ohio. Possibly we could utilize the schools of nurse anesthesia. We know that in the state of Ohio we have quite a few. And if we divided, maybe had one regional meeting per year per region, maybe that would make it more digestible. And maybe we could assign each region to two board members. Now, if you want to look at a map of Ohio, kind of divided it into those four quadrants, and you could see here that basically we'd start in the southeast corner because that's probably, I mean, other than having our spring and fall meetings in Columbus, I think the southeast part of Ohio has been kind of underserved. And I think that if we started this winter with a regional meeting, I think that would be fantastic. I think we'd follow up with a spring regional meeting in the northeast corner. And of course, we could utilize the three schools of nurse anesthesia in planning that spring meeting. I know that we have some connections at each of those universities. And maybe we could even use one of those university sites in order to decrease our costs. And then in the summer of next year, we could do a regional meeting, and maybe we could utilize the University of Cincinnati. Possibly Terry can help us in using something on site or something off site in planning a regional meeting in the summer of next year, and then ending in the fall of next year in the northwest corner. And I know that Jill Liebenaw at Lourdes University has already agreed, and she said that we could use the Lourdes University campus, which would help cut costs and allow us to do a regional meeting there in fall of next year. The reason we selected that northwest corner to be last was that we actually did that Toledo regional meeting in the spring of this year. So they were fortunate enough to get our first regional meeting, so we would put them in the planning as going last next year. So where does that lead us in conclusion? I think if we divide the state into the four quadrants, I would like to assign two board members to each region. Now, unfortunately, if you look at the division of where our board members live, the northwest and southeast corners only have one board member in each region. The northeast region has 7 board members, and the southwest corner has 3 board members. So um, I live in the northeast quadrant, but I would volunteer to either help in the southeast quadrant, possibly with Kathy Hoffman, and we could come up with a regional meeting, or I could volunteer in the northwest quadrant with Jeff Gaskins, and we can come up with a regional meeting. But with that being said, I mean, our first regional meeting would be due in the winter of this year in the southeast corner. And again, I would be asking Kathy Hoffman and either myself or someone else from the northeast quadrant to maybe help set up that regional meeting, since the Northeast quadrant does have the most board members that reside in that quadrant. And I think if we utilize the schools of nurse anesthesia, we could cut our costs. And I think by providing these regional meetings to our members would help us connect with them. So, with that being said, we need some board members to volunteer for each quadrant. I'd like to see 2 board members for each quadrant basically volunteer to help set up these regional meetings that last anywhere from 6 to 8 hours, provide maybe 5 to 6 CEUs with an hour of OSANA updates. So with that being said, I appreciate your time. Thanks.